So we're on board for the second race with Mike Williamson starting on the fourth row of the grid here at Snetterton for the second race and round 10 of the Northern Sports and Saloon cars to get away. And once again the four-wheel drive of the Evo 4 flies through the pack. He finds himself in fourth, a great start from Daniel Irvin in the Mazda MX-5 ahead of Colin Simpson, who goes down to third, the race one winner here this weekend in that Marcus Manchester. But then the power shows going down towards Montreal at cold slicks. Colin Simpson's got to be careful under braking for Montreal, but he gets ahead of Irvin and pushes him wide. Williamson goes through fifth, it's Martin Addison in the Peugeot 106 miles, Collins just behind him, and then the Janetta as well, the Janetta G20 in the hands of Richard Ralston. The cars now head through Palmer down the straight, down towards Agostini, and let's look back because slowing, who's that losing the low position? I think it is the G20 of Ralston. So the cars turn through Agostini's, the battles in the mid-pack there as they all make their way through. You saw a pack forward in the Maguire Mini involved in all that. They turn into Hamilton and he's just behind, I think it's Miles Collins there in the Peugeot 205. Darren Cox there in the Nissan 350Z, as well as the Suzuki SC100 of Neil Claxton. Through Williams, Colin Simpson running very wide there, so was Irvin in fourth position. Pat Ford re-attacking Miles Collins after fifth as they turn through the corner, and now everyone puts the power on. Down the Bentley straight they go. We can ride on board then for the first time in this race with the Ford Sierra in the hands of Class B driver Stephen Kell. As we head down towards Ronald Nelson, losing out on the straight, but then much quicker on the brakes. Ralston in the G20 we saw losing time out of Palmer. I think also in there the Saxo of Paul Moss as we turn through Bombhole. Again down the straight, Stephen Kell losing time, and now we head on to Coram Curve and then into the final corner. Murray's it will be. Moss really attacking Ralston, but right in front of them, losing out is Botterill in the 944. Is he going to lose one or two places there? David Botterill. Meanwhile, into Montreal, it is Bill Addison in the Caterham Superlight that has a reasonable lead to Bill Addison. Then third is the Evo of Williamson just ahead of Irvine. And fifth position is Pat Ford in the Maguire Mini, going really well. Down Cox chasing after Miles Collins in the battle for seventh. Miles Collins, ex-Janetta junior driver, under lots of pressure because Cox in the Nissan looks up on the inside in the Class A car. It's a Class D car for the DX205 of Miles Collins. He sits second in that class behind Martin Addison. Now can the Nissan get the power down? Well, it doesn't seem to be. Heading down towards Agostini, and then onto the brakes they will go. Joining in there is Neil Claxton. He was a real star of race one in the wet conditions yesterday. That Suzuki going very well, very nimble car that is. That's another Class A machine. As they now turn through Hamilton, Collins trying to break away from Cox, who then tries to come back at him as they turn into Oggies, and Claxton there as well. So the trio of cars turn through Oggies, head down towards Williams then, and up on the inside goes Darren Cox, gets seventh position away from Collins, and Claxton follows him through, almost contact between him and Miles Collins. As they head now down the Bentley straight, down towards the old S's. Brundle and Nelson, newly named in 2011, second year of the Snetterton 300 circuit. A great field of cars. For the first ever time, the Northern Sports and Saloon Car Series has been to the Norfolk circuit. And it's Nicola Nelson for the car that sits four. That's Daniel Irvin. And after Mike Williamson, good scrap for third. This is later on the break. There goes Irvin. This is the battle for third. I mean, for third overall, yes, and for the lead in Class B. And the quicker through the corner, the Mazda MX-5 closing in on the Evo 4. Now what's going to happen as they break down into Murray's? No change of position here now. They're going for the sweeping right for the corner, then hoping to be quick on the exit. The Evo 4, all-wheel drive. Turbocharger wins away from the MX-5 down the straight. Now class lead. Meanwhile, the overall lead still to Bill Addison, and it still looks like Addison's pulling out. It was 2.6 seconds after lap 1. It was 4.3 after lap 2. Here comes Class B then. Leading by a second across the line was Williamson to Irvin. In 5th is now Addison, 6th is Cox, 7th is Collins, 8th is Cox, 9th is not. David Cox going to lose out here because coming back at him is a Suzuki, because obviously he's Claxton's been lost out to David Cox, and 205 actually stays in front. The Class D leader, David Cox, and turn 3 Palmer. But then there's a Suzuki trying to come back at him. You can just about see the roof of the SC100, the lowest cars in height on the grid. Then the 944 Botterill coming at him down in towards Agostini. This is a great scrap heading out of Agostini. We've lost the Maguire Mini of packed forward somewhere, and the MGB GTV8 of Joe Parrington's gone missing. So 28 cars still remain on the circuit. Miles Collins leading this scrap, and it's Claxton having a go there, trying to get past the second of the 205 to David Cox, but can't do it. Now Cox puts himself onto the rear bumper of Miles Collins. Then Claxton tries to come up the inside, can't get that done, no. That scrap of cars head all through Williams and then head their way onto the Bentley straight. Just heading through there is the Class H leader for historic cars. That is Brian Morris in the Datsun 240Z. Heading through Coram down towards Murray's is Mike Williamson in the Class B lead. He led by 1 second last time. That's been extended this time to 2 seconds. Addison has been closed in for the lead. The Marcus Mantis lapping 1.4 seconds quicker to make the gap under 2.5 seconds now for the lead overall. A 2:07 set by Simpson, but in fact it was a slower lap by Bill Addison that didn't really help his situation, a second slower than what he has done. Darren Cox and the Nissan now pulled away from Martin Addison. And then David Cox has got ahead of the other 205, and Neil Claxton goes ahead of the Netta G20. Obviously Claxton losing time around the other side of the circuit, because he always seems to have speed here, but then when he comes back into view he falls down the pack there. So he just made his way back ahead of Richard Ralston in the second Class E machine. So the trio of cars ahead closely together down towards Agostini's. Here comes Ralston, then on the inside of Claxton, who brakes unbelievably late. He dives up on the inside of Miles Collins and he gains a position. Actually Collins is going to lose another one because Ralston comes through. What about Botterill on the 944? No, it's just the 2 sports cars that make his way through. Actually no, it is going to be 3 sports cars that make his way past Collins, because Botterill has the inside line for Hamilton and he goes through. Now he's got the Evo 9 behind him in the hands of Peter Cook as they turn through Oggies. We head into the second half of this 15-minute race. David Cox leads his scrap of cars then, but with Miles Collins not that long ago, he's dropping to the back of that pack. He's soon going to come under pressure for second in Class D from Paul Moss in the Citroen Saxo. Stephen Kell under pressure from Andy Wilson in the BMW M3 as he puts pressure onto the Sierra. So they head down the Bentley Straight, formerly known as the Revit Straight. And we can see that Wilson making his way up on the inside to gain the position. Andy Wilson gaining the place in Class B then. Both of these cars running in Class B. The BMW M3 then making its way through as they head up towards the bomb hole then for yet another time. So then as they head through Coram, Wilson pulls further and further away as they head down towards Murray's, and you can definitely see that Wilson has got the advantage in the BMW M3, but then quicker through the corner for Steve Kell, and he is back onto his bumper. Meanwhile, battle on with the lead. Colin Simpson has been closed in by the Caterham. Has actually took the lead even, hasn't he? Bill Addison was the leader. Colin Simpson now, the Marcus Mantis leads the way. Out of Palmer then, the 2 leaders, Simpson in the bigger engine, heavier Marcus Mantis, Bill Addison, the nimble, Caterham Superlight behind, can't find a way through down towards Agostini, comes down the Bentley straight. Colin Simpson will be able to put all that power down. The first few laps struggling on cold slicks, but now those are up to temperature. You can see how he sprints away out of Hamilton. The 2 cars now turn through Oggies. Again, Bill Addison, very quick lap last lap. A 2:06 he set which put him ahead of Bill Addison heading into Ritchie's. The two cars heading through Williams now. Bill Addison again closing up through the corner, but the power goes for Colin Simpson, so he's able to pull away as they go down the straight, it seems, but then Bill Addison coming back at him. Meanwhile, David Cox is under pressure from the Evo 9, who looks up on the inside. The car that is being drove by Peter Cook. The car that runs in third position in Class A1. You think David Cox really pulling away through Hamilton. Now this time Claxton's had a good lap in the Suzuki, who's closing in this scrap, so this is a good battle. And here comes Claxton having a go at the Evo, but then the Evo managed to put its power down. Martin Addison they're closing in on. Also in that battle is David Botterill in the 944. Second, we've had a spin for Steve Kell. Second in Class D was hotting up between Miles Collins and Paul Moss, but hopefully we can get a replay with Steve Kell, and the reason why he's sitting there, Hamilton just rejoining now, but much further down the pack. Turns into the corner and the car rotates onto the grass then. Side by side with the lead, Addison's got it back. Simpson fights around the outside into Montreal, but Bill Addison still leads on the penultimate lap of this Northern Sports and Saloon car race here around the Snetterton 300 circuit. So for the sixth time they head down into Palmer. Put the power on. Can Simpson find a way through? But the power rate's closing in. But then as the cars put the brakes on, Addison just about staying in front. A great scrap in the second part of this race. They've got Lapri just up the road as well as they head now down towards Hamilton. This surely is a corner for the Caterham Superlight to pull away, but I'm not sure he's on slick tyres or not. Colin Simpson is though in the Marcus Mandy, so he stays with him as they close up in the MR2 that they are lapping of Peter Kalprotis. He was the only person lapped in the first race. They both made his way past him safely. But Simpson closes onto the back of Bill Addison as they head through and out of Williams, and down the straight they go, and Simpson is going to have a look for a way past, I should imagine, go down towards Brundle Nelson. The Evo 9 of Peter Cook has found his way past Martin Addison, who's now coming under pressure from the Porsche 944 of David Botterill. They head down towards Oggies. The Peugeot 106, the Class D leader, stays in front. They head down towards Williams. Surely he won't be able to hold off the Porsche down the straight though, as they try to carry as much speed through Williams as possible. Neil Claxton not far behind that group of cars either. And a change for second in Class D, because Paul Moss has got himself ahead of Miles Collins. Class B battle is still on, so soon going to head on to their final lap of this race. See there, Mike Williams is not far ahead of Daniel Irvin. So the Evo 4 still ahead of the MX-5. Colin Simpson has started to break away this time from Bill Addison, and then he went out of our view. They were in the other positions. It was a quarter of a second across the line. Simpson's definitely got a bigger lead than that now as they turn on to Palmer. The two of them half a minute ahead of the rest of the pack. Fastest lap from Simpson, a 2:06.0. That is the fastest lap of the race. The two leaders 6 seconds quicker than the majority of the rest of the pack. The only other cars of Cox and Cook also running Class A. Same as Colin Simpson. Have set good laps, but struggled in the slicks at the beginning of the race. As they lap there, the Ford Fiesta of Stephen Craggs. Simpson started to break away from Addison as they turn through Williams. To make sure they're trying to get back on contention with the Marcus Mantis, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. On board with Steve Kell, waving through there. The car, in the hands of, I think it's the Fisher Fury, isn't it, of Starman Main. Similar car to what would be raced in the 50 Motor Club RGB Championship for road going bike sport engine machines. That series dominated by Tim Gray this year in the Spire. Good scrap there between the the Fisher Fury and the Sierra as they head into the bottom hole for their final time, I think. Into Coram for his final time. It's the Class B winner. It is Mike Williamson. He's going to win that from Daniel Irvin in that class, and the next Class B car all the way down in 13th overall, that'll be Andy Wilson, about 3/4 of a minute behind these two. Mike Williamson wins Class B then, but the winner overall is Colin Simpson by only 4/10 of a second to Bill Addison, who won Class E. Class D winner was Martin Addison. He finished 7th and only 6 seconds ahead of Paul Moss in the Citroen Saxo.